in Sutra 15, he said, Loka api tavateva kintu bhojanadi vyapara tu asarira karana avdi. The worldly duties in various social contracts are also to be performed. Only to that extent, so long as the consciousness of the external world continues with us, that means you must continue your worldly activities. Even though you are a bhakta, you have to do your daily duties. You cannot stop the worldly actions. Your food, sleep, work, all that will continue. But it will be moderately done. So whatever you do, it should not become excess. So long as that does not hamper your bhakti. Even if you are a true bhakta and you have already jnani, then also your Sharira Yatra will continue and you will continue to do the actions required for the body. So in that, he had given these examples of how the Jnani also has to continue and you should not do anything in excess and you should know when to stop what. To the extent that you fulfill your worldly responsibilities, you do that. I gave you the example of phone call. The phone is meant for communication, not for gossiping or storytelling. So you should, attend the call, you talk to people, yes, but not for hours together. Same way, if you want to attend some function, worldly function, you do that. But don't while so much time in the worldly talks. So that's why I say Tavateva. Continue your activities for your spiritual goal. Don't renounce the world, but do everything in moderation for divine devotion. Now, in the 15th Sutra, Devarsi Narad says that Tat Lakshanani Pachyante Nana Mata Vedat. He says there are many Mata Veda. That means there are different matas, their opinions are there. Nana Muni, Nana Mata. So, because of that, Narada is going to explain or quote some of the opinions of other rishis. So he says that bhakti, its characteristics, its definitions, expressions are different from different people's point of view. So, main theme remains the same, but each one emphasizes a particular part of it. Suppose you like to do bhajan, like Kavita does. So she'll continue bhajan and she'll be interested in that. Somebody wants to do puja. Ekdam षोडश उपचार puja, he'll continue. So whatever you like, you do the best. There are mata vedas, nana mata vedat. Because there are many opinions between the rishis also, in the scriptures also. So that's why Maharishi Narada is quoting some of the matas from other rishis. Mind you, Narada Bhakti Sutra is not the only Bhakti Sutra. There are others also who are there. So let us go. What is that? Whom he is quoting now? In the 16th sutra. Pujadisu anuragam iti parasaryam. Pujadisu anuragam means Pujadisu means in puja, in worship of the Lord. Pujadisu. Anuraga. Anuraga means deep love with attachment. Anuraga. Raga, anuraga. Iti parasarya. Iti means thus. Who has said parasarya? Parasarya means the son of Parasara. He is Bhagavan Vedavyasa. So in worship of the Lord, with deep love and firm attachment, is called bhakti. But Parasara is saying that bhakti is worship of the Lord with firm attachment. So Devarsi Narada here enumerates the declaration of the some of the great rishis. Saints who have championed bhakti. Because there are so many rishis. Everybody has not championed bhakti. Some will say karma yoga, somebody will say, jnana, somebody will say yoga, Ashtanga yoga. Each rishi or the saint champions one part of our shastras. So some of the rishis only have, given stress on bhakti, not all of them. And out of those who have given stress, only few of them have described or compiled their compositions. Okay. In this sutra, we are talking about Parasarya, Rishi Parasarya. Which Rishi Parasarya is son of Parasara? Which Parasara Rishi? Any idea? Any idea which Parasara Rishi? Who can reply? Parasara. After you, Parasara. Obviously, Parasara is father of Vedavyasa.
Who is Parasara, father of Vedavyasa?
So, Parasara Muni, in the Mahabharata, we have this, what is our name? Bhishma wanted to marry. Bhishma wanted to marry that fisherwoman, that daughter of the fisherwoman. What's her name? Satyavati. Satyavati. So Parasarya came to Satyavati. So he said, I have a divine declaration that I must produce a child through you. And that child will be a great rishi, he will compose a lot of all these, we give the attributes of Vedavyasa. He says, I do not want to marry for just marriage sake. I want to do, because it's a divine declaration, and I will only have your Sangha for once, and I will disappear. I will not own up anything, but I will marry for a. So through that conjugation, the Vedavyasa was produced. So that's why you remember Vedavyasa becomes like a brother of Bhishma, not brother. How he becomes? He's a son of Bhishma, like what he said. Yes. So he was called for creating, to produce in those Pandavas. He was called for producing them. Huh?
Chitravidya and Vichitravidya.
So this is
And he produced this Pandavas and Kauravas.
yes.
And Vidura also.
But who is the Parasara actually? His history.
He is another Rishi.
I thought that you will tell the details of that Rishi.
No, proof. See, he became okay. So Parasara Rishi, so son is Vedavyasa. Now Vedavyasa is being quoted here. Bhagavan Vedavyasa. Now Vedavyasa, what definition he has given? He's saying Puja Disu Anuraga. Anuraga in pujas. Anuraga in pujas means you discover the pure bhakti in, it means love, the divine love. To discover the love through strong attachment to worshipping. Anuraga. You are normally worshipping the Lord. Maybe 5-10 minutes or half an hour you finish your worship. So there is no attachment as such. You are doing as if it's a duty. I have patafat, you change your clothes or you do change your flowers and clean up and do the puja and finish within half an hour or 15 minutes also. So that is not a anurag. So you have that engagement with the Lord has to be deeper from that should flow from inside you. You have so much of attachment that your devotional thought should there should a steady flow of the devotional thought from within you, and that is an attachment. Now that means from your inner core you are worshipping the Lord. Now, what is this worshipping? Worshipping, one should say, puja. Puja involves many of our organs. It can be body, mind, speech, all that, by sarira, by manasika puja, saririka puja, or it can be by vachika, all that can be done. So, at a personal level, you should utilize not only this, but also your indriyas, jnanendriyas and karmendriyas. All the sense organs, like eyes, ears, nose, everything is utilized for puja. It is a completely comprehensive engagement in the action of puja. Your mind is engaged, your intellect is engaged, your heart is engaged, hands engaged, legs engaged, and all the nose, ears, eyes, everything is engaged. How it happens? For one function, for one work of puja, how the entire body is engaged. With that total engagement only helps the seeker to come closer to the Lord. The mind transports the devotee to the higher realms of deep divine nature of the self. Then you do not only think that Lord is there, you think that I am also, He is the self, He is there, I am there, the self is there also. This complex action of puja, let us analyze more, deep dive into it. The purpose of puja is that the devotee must gain mental closeness with the Lord. Yes. Mentally you should be close, not only physically. Mentally you should be close with the Lord. For that, first of all, you should have the thought that you are close to the Lord. You should know the attributes of the Lord or the divinity of the Lord. So, because suppose you are going for Ganpati Puja. So you must know what is his attributes, how he has, what are his pastimes, how he has played, and how he was born, or how he went around, and how, all these stories also you must know, and his features, and how, what does it mean, what it symbolizes. Huh? All the Bhagavans, gods are all symbols. So what does the symbol mean to us? All that one must know. And then, with that mentality, you go for the puja. Then the devotee uses his hands and legs to go around and collect all the samagris, puja samagris. And then he will come and clean up the altar. Obviously, Ganga jal mein nahi to ye tap ka jal mein bhi puja kar legi. Then after cleaning up, then you decorate. For decoration, you get the flowers. If from your own garden, from the balcony, or flowers from the system that you have developed, that you get some flowers at home. So all this is collected. The samagri, along with the flowers, the incense, or some whatever you are utilizing for the puja, you collect. For that, your karmendriyas are utilized. Hands and legs are utilized. Okay. Then you go and you decorate the altar. Either full लगाने का क्या करने का, चंदन सिंदूर जिधर लगाने का वो सब you decorate the altar. Not only the altar, you decorate the Lord himself or herself. Whoever you are worshipping, you decorate. Then you use a lamp, you light up the lamp. These are all actions. To us, it is seeming very simple because every day we are doing it. But these actions are coordinated actions, and they are all meant for puja only. You light up the lamp, then you light up the incense stick. And while you are doing all this, you remember do's and don'ts. Like some say that, okay, you light up the lamp, but then you cover the lamp with some glass so that outer the wind doesn't harm it. Then you light up the incense sticks also. And these days there are so many types of incense sticks, keep like Lakshmi Dhoop and all that, So then some people use 2 incense sticks, somebody uses 3, somebody uses 4 incense sticks at a time. Depending on their own mental state. So this is with the hands and legs. Then you use your eyes. With the eyes, now you have decorated the Lord. With the eyes, you savor the beauty of the Lord. How beautiful the Lord is looking. You behold the magnificent decor of the Lord. You have decorated the Lord, his form, his dress. In between also you have to dress up the Lord also. So you also revel in the dress, the decoration, and the decor of the outside, and the Lord himself. Then you see how the Lord's features are there. Suppose you are doing Krishna, then you will see the flute is there in the hand, and his form is there. He's standing with a Trikoda pose, and his dresses are there. Has got mala, you got peacock feathers. All that is. See, you will not see Mahadevji with the peacock feathers. You will see only Sri Krishna, Rama will have the peacock feathers. Jagannath. So this is the headgear. Each devata, the Devi will have different headgears. Then Vahanas, you will all watch them now because you are close to the Lord, or you intend to be close to Lord. So you will also understand his or her features, or Vahanas, and you may remember the stories behind those Vahanas. This is with the eyes you see. Then the ears also do that bit. When you ring the bell, or you blow the conch, there is sound, and the sound also heard by the ears. You enchant the you get enchanted with the ringing of the bells and the cons also, or somebody may do Raja Upachara. After the puja, you do Raja Upachara. That means you sing for the Lord, bhajans, kirtan. So that is also, it's a devotional songs offered to the Lord, which you yourself also get, because Lord is inside you. So those things are also there. This is with the ears you are hearing. Nose also does its job. So when there is a fragrance from the incense stick, you'll see this is chandan or it's a karpura. What the smell is. So that the ears also, I mean the nose also smells the fragrance, and the tongue also. Tongue craves for the prasadam, naivedyam, whatever is there. आज बहुत अच्छा प्रसाद मिल गया. It may be modak or laddu, whatever it is. So the tongue craves for the taste of the prasad. While all these actions of the organs bring us close to the Lord, to the proximity of the Lord. It physically attaches us. Mentally also, it brings us closer to the Lord. It creates a bondage between the Ishta Devata and us, whom we are doing the worship, and us. It creates a bondage between them. And all this time, also your mind is also working. The speech is working. The intellect is working. Because your Jnanendriyas are not functioning by themselves. The mind is also telling to function. And with the intellect is what? The Meda Sakti is the power of remembrance in the intellect. So you remember the mantra, the sloka, you chant yourself. All this. And the lips also, they chant the mantra, they are also involved. See, it creates an atmosphere of love. It creates an atmosphere of the environment is created in such a way that you are catapulted into a higher realm of thinking. And the higher realm is to the closeness of the Lord. The mind perceives all these sense organs, sense pleasures that you get. That's in sense, like your taste of the prasad or the incense stick or ringing of the bells. All these are perceived as the mind only. And all that, whatever the mind perceives, it directs to the Lord. It is not for me, this is for the Lord. You are always offering service. And then comes the next move. You contemplate on the Lord. You just sit down quietly. Dhyana. In that, there is no physical activity anymore, only contemplation. Lord, you are the my Ishta Devata. I am worshipping you for this काम. Either sakam हो सकता है, निष्काम हो सकता है, whatever it is. Your mind soaks with love, with his beauty, and he gains. I mean, you gain the grace of the Lord at that instant. When mentally you are close to the Lord, he bestows you with grace. Thus, the entire surrounding in the puja room becomes surreal with a positive vibration. And the seeker revels in the thought of the presence of the Lord there only. I mean, actually, with that bhakti, if you do, you also get shivering. You are, you shiver with the presence of the Lord. You will feel it, that positive vibration in you also. The devotee is engaged in chanting the hymns, the prayers, the bhajans, with an attitude of surrender only. Because without surrendering, you cannot do the puja that can get you that devotion. That surrender and faith First of all, the faith was there. Without faith, you will not come for puja also. You will not sit down there without faith. At times it so happens that the devotee is so engrossed in his singing or her singing, and singing with joy and dancing with ecstasy, he becomes oblivious to the surroundings. What is happening around, he doesn't know. I mean, you have seen, especially you have seen with the Hare Krishna temple, after they do this Mahamantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, they dance with joy and they don't know what is happening around. All of them, it's not a practicing dance, it is a joy, dance of joy, joy for the Lord. They become oblivious to the surrounding. What is there? The time stands still. In that condition, you do not see, oh, it has become 15 minutes, 20 minutes. You don't know that. Time flies. So the Lord of the heart fills him with immense joy, that love for the Lord. That is bhakti. I'm sure all of us have experienced the bhakti from time to time. It will be nice if we experience longer periods of time and every day. So this is regarding bhakti, or that love that we are talking. Puja, puja adishu, anuraga. What is anuraga? Anuraga means anu is the prefix. Sorry, suffix. Anuraga. Raga means attachment or love. Anu is before that.
Vasarga.
Sorry, anu is upasarga. So that love which comes after, first anu, then raga. That love or your bhakti comes, that attachment comes afterwards. But first you must have that saddha. It can be said that anuraga is meaning, first you love Bhagavan, Bhagavan loves you. Or Bhagavan loves you and then you love Bhagavan. It is both ways. It can be reciprocating love. See, you look at Bhagavan because you love him, you have shraddha for him, you look at him. Okay. And you experience the love of the Lord. You experience as if he's looking at you. He's showering blessings on you. And that infinite love, when you experience, you have no choice but to reciprocate that love in the same way. That infinite love fills up the gap between you and the Bhagavan. This is anuraga. It is not only raga, not only the attachment and love, but also before and after. See, Bhagavan is the soul or sacred source of all beings. Either Ishvara, either Srishtikarta. He is the cause and he is cause of everything. All of us are his offspring, his children. So, as a creator, he has the love for everybody. All beings he has the love equally. He cannot do the differentiation. He cannot say that I love this boy more and that girl less or something like he cannot do. He is equally in love with everybody. He loves everybody. So that infinite love flows to each one of us all the time. It is up to us to receive that love. You take it for granted that he is showering love all the time. It is up to us to receive with open hands. But what we do, we get distracted. We get distracted by our extrovert mind, by our outward engagements in the world, and we give little attention to his love. that little attention also gives in a, bounty of love, but that is not sufficient. So what happens when you receive some love from the Lord, you give it back also. Because whoever loves you, you love back. Your child loves you, so you love the child. And this same way, Bhagavan, if love, you feel that love from Bhagavan, you will also love him back. This is called reciprocating of love. So when you start experiencing that love of Bhagavan, then you understand that he is waiting for you. He loves each one of us as if you are the only child. You see, as if you are the only child. He doesn't make you feel that, oh, there are millions of people I am loving, then only a little bit will come to you. No, he takes care of each of us. So when you become aware of his grace, aware of his blessings, aware of his love for you, that you are aware that he is taking care of each and every small issues that you have, he is taking care of. Isn't it? You also know it. Everything Bhagavan is doing it. When you understand that, you become aware of that, then you reciprocate that love. This is anuraga. It follows the law. It follows the attachment law. The Shastras provide beautiful ways to express your love to him. There are many ways, many examples are there. The puja worship is one of them, but there are many ways of loving God. So you express through puja. So you find some of us, not all, that find that this is love. This is the divine love, that this is the bhakti that we are looking for. From here only I'll derive the bhakti. And many people remain contented with that bhakti. That also can lift you up. So it is, bhakti is the means for your closeness, coming close to the Lord, being attached to the Lord. Each bhakti, and that we are doing through puja, etc., worship, etc. But is it necessary that you express your devotion only through puja or worshipping? Is it necessary? No. There are so many ways of expressing your love for the Lord. So we go to the next, because this is the opinion expressed by Bhagavan Vedavyasa. So we go to the next. What is the next Rishi says? Next is Sutra number 17.
पेंगुइन नहीं, यहाँ के नीचे ग्रीन वाला.
Whatever. Sutra number 17. Kathadi Switi Gargaha.
Kathadi Switi Gargaha.
Kathadi Switi Gargaha.
Kathadi Switi Gargaha.
Kathadi Switi. So you do the Sandhi Vicheda by Katha Adisu Iti. Katha Adisu Iti. Katha means you have, Hari Katha, Katha, Kathakar, they tell the stories of the Lord. Kathadi, Katha Adisu Iti. Katha, etc. Adi means etc. So in the stories of the Lord, according to this is what Iti Garga. Iti means like this, Garga Rishi has indicated. According to Maharishi Garga, Bhakti is listening to the stories and pastimes and glories of the Lord. Katha. Katha is the stories, the pastimes, the leelas and glories of the Lord. listening to that itself is bhakti. But this listening should be with, again, with devotion. You should be attached to it, not that by the way you listen. But by the way, which gargars? Anybody wants to say which gargar is he? Come on.
Nanda,
This is
as well as the Kulaguru of Vasudeva, and he has Krishna, the name Krishna, and he is the Kulaguru of of that period.
yes, very nice. Very nice. Very nice. So, Gargarishi is the Kulaguru of Vasudeva Vansha, the dynasty. So, when Krishna and Balram were born, he did the naming ceremony of Krishna and Balram. Okay. Now here he has, while Vedavyasa was giving the Kaika Puja as devotion, Maharishi Garga is prescribing another way, is a Bachika Puja. Puja means, it's a Bachika, means by speech only. Okay. How to do that? By listening to the Lord's stories. You are either listening or speaking. Bachika is speaking. You can tell the stories, you can listen to the stories. So one of the one of the major way to bhakti is listening to the Lord's stories. So this is a great sadhana. You get engaged in your sadhana with bhakti through listening to the stories of the Lord's divine plays, his pastimes, his leelas, and his glories, all are repeated again and again, but you continue to listen with devotion. So you derive joy from it. You same Bhagavad Katha, Bhagavad Satta. You may have heard many times. You don't get bored with it. Do you get bored with Bhagavan's Leela? Never. You listen to again and again. So that is the source of joy. That's why you don't get bored. You listen, you derive joy, you get immersed in the devotion, and you get emotional also. Sometimes you cry, sometimes you laugh. So you forget yourself, as I told you. People dance and people cry and people sing. They chant, during the katha, people also recite the stories or recite the slokas. They chant. They also pray. Praying is a major activity also while you are listening to katha. Katha, kathakars are there, they tell the stories. Like we have the Bhagavad Saptah, same way kathakars are there, they tell different stories of the leelas of the Bhagavan. Different ways. Every kathakara has got a different style of expressing. So you listen to the kathas, you get immersed in that. Very often the kathakars are very talented people, and they have the knowledge of the Bhagavata, whatever they're speaking. You get immersed in that, and then you start either that expression can be through crying or through laughing or to
Kumara. Listen to Kumara Vishwas.
listen to Kumar. Yes, he's a kathakar. He has become a kathakar. From poet to kathakar he has become. Poet to philosopher to kathakar. Okay. So then when you sit down there, you also have that feeling of togetherness with the Lord. Lord is with you. The may not be sitting there, but you have the feeling that Bhagavan is there. His presence is felt. So you pray him for his grace and blessings. You pray for his mercy. So Maharishi Garga, he is telling that you use this instrument of speech and instrument of hearing and obtain the love of the Lord, your beloved Lord. Because you will go to listen only the Lord whom you love the most. You are it's up to you how to do, but mostly the Lord which you love most, you go for that katha. Not everyone is interested in pujas. Huh? Everyone is not interested in doing an elaborate puja. Many people do pujas and elaborate, for hours together, havan and all that, So, but many also would like to listen kathas, the glories of the Lord. In fact, the main reason for composition of the Bhagavat is that people can listen to the stories. Stories are more palatable, more compatible with the people, general public, than the Upanishads, the mantras. So Bhagavad is composed because of that. Bhagavata and other Puranas also. So that the stories and the leelas of Bhagavan can be taken closer to the devotees. That's the main purpose. If the mother, when the mother loves a child all the time, when the mother loves a child, she will keep talking about her. She'll take talking about the girl or the boy. Now how she looks, how he walks slowly, or how he utters very incomprehensible words. She keeps on describing that. Small adventures, how that boy is climbing up the stairs, or things like that, She takes pleasure in that in describing. Same way, if you love the Bhagavan, you will also do that. Same way, if you love your country also, you will do that. You will extol the greatness of the country, the culture of the country, the extraordinary achievements of the country, you will also do that. It is the love that you have for the child or for Bhagavan or for the nation. In the Puranas, there are very engrossing, loving stories of the Lord. In the Bhagavad, there is a sloka which gives the importance of the kathas. Because Bhagavad tells that also, the katha is great. So they say, it is the sloka is Tava kathamrutam truptam jivanam kavibhitim kalmasa padam Sravanam mangalam srimadhyatatam Ruvidru pranantite burida jana Tava kathamrutam taptam jivanam kalmasa apavrutam. That Bhagavan, your katha is like amrutam. Katha is amruta. Katha is compared to amruta, the nectar. When your katha is heard, it infuses life into me. And life where the mind is scorching in the heat, tapta jivanam, in my tapta jivana, in the scorching heat I am suffering, and your katha is like the amruta. And amruta, tapta jivana, where? In this sansara only. Therefore, the kavis, the wise people, they extol the praise the Lord. They sing the glories of the Lord. And what is the result of that? Kalmasa aparutam. All the papas, all the dirt of the mind, that gets purified. Sravanam mangalam. A Sravana itself is mangala. It itself is auspicious. And it is also peace. These people who spread the glories of the Lord all over the world, they do a great service. And Bhagavan said, it is a dana. This katha has many ways it has been described or in the Shastras. In the Ramayana, it is said that when Ma Sita was in the, Ashokvana, she was in grief and she was crying and she was praying that let there be some fire and I'll immolate myself, I'll commit suicide. When she sees the sun, she was telling, you are the source of fire, give me some fire, I'll burn myself. Even looking at a light or moon or the star also, she was thinking that fire will come and I'll die myself. But then Hanumanji came. So Hanumanji heard all this, how Sitaji was crying, but then he sang the glory of the Lord, glory of Bhagavan Ramji. And in that glory, when he sang the glory of the Lord, her mind uplifted and the grief turned into joy. So that is the magic of Katha. The Katha, it is not only a speaking form, it can be singing form also. So this is our Bhagavan Garga Rishi is telling Katha Adisu Iti. Garga Rishi is saying that Bhakti is also listening and also engaged in Katha. She also great Bhakti. So while Vedavyasi said that Puja Adi Anuraga is Bhakti, here he is saying Katha Adi, all the actions regarding Katha is also Bhakti. This is completing the Sutra number 17. We'll just chant the Sutra 18 and close up. Sutra 18. Atmaratya Virodheneti Sandilyaha Atmaratya Virodheneti Sandilya. तो इसका विच्छेद करते हैं जब आत्मरति अविरोधेन अविरोधेन इति Sandilya. Atmarati means revealing the self, revealing the bliss of the self. You are happy within you. Atmarati Abhirodhena. Abhirodha means no Virodha. No Virodha means there is no hindrance, there is no obstruction. So there should be no obstruction to revealing in yourself, feeling joy from within. This is what who has given Rishi Sandilya Rishi. So he said the devotion to the Lord is that which is without opposition to the revealing in the inner self, Atmarati, according to Sandilya Rishi. So with this, we complete this Sutra number 17 and we'll continue next time. Any questions one can ask? questions. Actually, in bhakti, there are hardly any questions because everybody is a bhakta first. You become a jnani after that.
এই ଯୋଉ ଭକ୍ତି କଥା କହୁଛ ଜଙ୍ଗଲରେ ଯେତେବେଳେ ତପସ୍ୟା କରୁଥିଲେ ତାଙ୍କ ଖାଇବା ପିଇବା ତାଙ୍କ ଆଶ୍ରମ ଚଳୁଥିଲା କି
ଭକ୍ତ ମାନେ
ଆସି ତ କାମ କରୁ କରୁ ବଢି ଯାଉଛୁ ଭକ୍ତି କେମିତି ଚଳୁଛି
ସିଏ କଣ କରୁଥିଲେ?